Action. Alright, people, I love this kind of story that comes up. Another Skinwalker sighting. And this is in Maryland. And I actually commented on this person's thing to give, the lay of the land, where they're from. And they told me the county and near the, well, I can't bring it up, but they live around in this area. And it's wait a minute, where is it? Whatever county it wasn't St. Mary's. But, hang on a sec. Oh, here it is. Yeah. I mean, as you can see here. Did I do that? Oh, yeah, it is St. Mary's County near Dameron. And they speak of these Indians that were there, but lo and behold, there was more Indians than these. Piscataway Indians. Go over here to Wikipedia. There was Algonquin Indians. Mattawoman, I believe, Indians. And there's the Piscataway tribe there too. They called the land Indian Head due to the meaning of Indian meaning peninsula. Of course, the American Civil War ended up around in that area. They used the river to cross, I believe, throughout the war or whatnot. But I'm for damn sure that they might have had more than just a crossing, because Wikipedia don't say much about battles. But I'll tell you right now, and I'll say it for them, I think there was more than just battles there. I mean, more than just a crossing there. I'm sure there were a lot of battles. Yeah. Finally got my coffee and voice straightened out. Damn BS. But, of course, it goes on to say that it was a thriving town back in the day. Nowadays, I guess it was incorporated right there in 1920. Now it's kind of laid back, not as, popular or as, say so, populated-wise. But still, as you can see, the river here, also near this area, if you zoom in on Google Maps, I think I'll get over there in a minute. There's also rivers and brooks and stuff in between, like this, waterways, this over here, another river. So, I mean, this river, two rivers, I believe, because I think this is another, I don't know if that's a different name from off to the left there, but it's been strong, and especially as you can see the baldness of the land, meaning this was all, and they say it too, fielded area in their comment on this. Of course, there's another river way down below, and this is my comment up here. But someone did mention to set up cameras, and someone kind of taken my idea and put peace in. Someone literally says, like right here, put tobacco down at 4 corners. Someone also said put chickens out in the woods as a peace treaty. And the only thing they're missing is that I want to find the music for these Indian tribes in the peace music that they would play back in the day. I believe this with the chicken and tobacco, hell yeah. I mean, I didn't mention that but I did mention the music to bring forth. Of course, sit yourself Indian style within the regions of where you are at, and put your right hand up for peace. That is symbolism of the Indian nation of peace, not symbolism, I'll make it known again right now, for the piece of crap Hitler who used it in his stance throughout his military crap army belligerent bullshit that he did back in the, his time in the running Germany. You put your hand up, right hand up high, and it is Indian peace treaty sign, not German Hitler Nazi crap. I'd like to always make that known. You want to watch that be said and done? Also, you put your hand into a fist of Indian power, and they say that that is white power. But you go to the movie Billy Jack from 1970, which he is a man of, I want to say he was half white, half Indian. But due to that he was so strong to the Indian nation where he was, I think that was based on a true movie. And at the end of the movie, he gets picked up by the police because he had murdered a man that raped and beat a woman he knew, which is very unsacred and undeliverable to do in Indian nation. Very disrespectful, and he chopped his hand right across his neck and broke it. Very, very awesome. I watched that movie when I was like 6 or 7 years old, and I still have the images of that movie very strongly in my head because of the fact of, what was drawn into the movie. And the guy even got bit by rattlesnakes and lived. And when you become one with the rattlesnake and live throughout their poison, if you can maintain that, you become a true Indian warrior out there in the West by one of them ways. But anyways, set up, these people tell them to set up trail, cameras, which is good to see what is out there. Hell, I even think my own cousin has one of them in where she is, and I literally on Reddit had someone write out the county, and the county I was looking into is the same county that my cousin lives in New York. And there, up in there, she heard grunting, howling, blah, 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 all signs of Skinwalker. But this is a very, very huge Indian dwelling right in this ridges right. All along in this, there was lots of tribes. And I'm sure throughout all Maryland, lots of tribes, but more or less, yes, right on the banks of the river. And this right here, as you can see, is very, very, with all that bald land of, like I always say, you want to know where Indians dwelled, you want to know where a lot of portions of Indians lived, you will find them there, a lot of pine trees and a lot of open meadows. And there's a lot of open meadows here by the river, and when the animals would come through there to go get the water or food or whatever there may be, the berries or whatever that's where the Indians would ambush them, of course, for their meals and attack. Because you got the deer that eat the grass in the meadows, you'd have your wildlife of whatever else is out there going to get water in the river and blah blah blah. Very easily technique you use. But of course, another Skinwalker sighting. Very, very. And I'm also going to say that, right, where Indians lived very strongly, very highly, very in one place for a very long time, I believe, and they said there are stuff that's been, being altered here and built That's one big mistake you want to do on Indian sacred land. And I'm putting this on the table and putting it and marking it as my thoughts and theories on why these creatures are starting to get, and I keep saying it all the time, why they keep showing up in different places rather than the West where the Navajo Indians made them, is because the Indian sacred land everywhere is very well known being altered every day. It's a new thing that I think that is happening, and I think that is very strongly is what I think is why these things are starting to teleport pretty much to all Indian dwellings, because of the simple fact that things are being altered. So like I say, and I've been saying it before I read this stuff too, before these comments, what people have been telling them to do. I mean, yeah, I didn't think of chicken. You put food out there because they eat chickens. They eat up all the deer, or if you have cattle, they'll maul your cattle. Whatever the case may be, they make known that they're there. So if you play the music with that too, of whatever Indian tribes were there, I think that will help 100% a lot. At least will help 95%. You lay down the tobacco like this person says, yes, Indians love their tobacco with their peace pipe, smoke it, pass it around, and that was a ancient thing too that Indians used to do well with the white man also, when they weren't trying to override them and take their land and do stupid things to them. Peace pipe. Raise your right hand. Sit Indian style. Play the music while you're sitting there too. I think that is what you need to do to make these things not come after you. I don't care what anybody says. Someone told me not to mess with these things. Someone has told me, to stay away, don't look in their eyes, whatever. You know what? If these people are now starting to say this, come on. Put out chicken. Put out tobacco. How about put out the music with that too? I think they will understand when they hear that howling and chanting and drumming like they used to do back in the day. They still do that these days. You can find videos up of the Wampanoag Indian tribes, Nipmuc Indian tribes, all come with their drums and howling, dancing around in a circle. That's right. I have placed out music of places that I've went, and I think the reason why I don't get seriously bothered by skinwalkers is because I have done this, and I will continue to do this. I mean, lately I have been going to places, getting communication. I've been having dreams, but none of them coming to kill me. None of them. I have stared in the eyes of the skinwalker in my dreams, only because my mind is determined to communicate, but also to let them know that I'm telling their tales and stories. And, so be it. Now you got people here talking about doing this. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, put out tobacco. You know what? This other person about a month ago was telling me to stay away from them. I wouldn't advise you to do that. But yeah, here's people here. I don't think this is the one with the chicken. But if you go up and down and you get on Reddit and go into the Skinwalker articles and read them, you'll see that someone said, put chicken out in the woods. And then you got the tobacco here. I didn't see that one till about a few minutes ago, but yeah, people are starting to say what. I haven't seen comments like this yet. They could be out there, but I've been saying this because I've started it. And I don't know if everybody else claims to stay away. That's not going to work. What you're saying ain't going to work. But if these people are starting to say it, somebody's starting to get some hint that it might. And it's only because you're showing respect to the land that you're walking on. That's what it all is about. You're not there to damage it. You're not there to build on it. You're not there to take their sacred land. You are there to leave it be. You want to show them you want to left be like they want it left, and you share it. Just like the Indians wanted to do in the beginning, up until the point, right, until they found out everything wasn't peaches and cream. Everything was just getting taken from them, and they've had enough, and that's why these damn skinwalkers were made. The guy from, like I said, I haven't finished watching that guy, the full video on that, because up until the point where he said, yes, the skinwalkers were made to keep Indians off their land, or enemies, pretty much say so, more or less enemies off their land. That's right. They don't want their land touched. And people have mistaken this stuff for many centuries, I believe. I'm sorry, and I apologize to the Navajo Indians. What the hell did I just say? Oreos, what the hell? Oh. But I hugely apologize to the Navajo Indians, because I think they say they don't mess with it because they want you to believe not to mess with it. But right, if you don't mess with it, it's not going to come after you. If you piece it, you know, put it all into one perspective of peace, you're not going to touch your land. I believe, and I think honestly, they will leave you alone. Pay respects to that land that you live on if you have a sighting. That's right. Pass out Indian stuff that used to be passed out back in the day. Play the music on a Bluetooth or something very loud. Sit there. Raise your right hand. Don't alter the land you walk on. And I guarantee they will back off and notice that you are not there to mess with their land like they were made to protect. That's what I think. You can call me crazy. Everybody can tell me not to do this or not to do that, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get in contact. I want to get in contact with one of these just to bring it forth and speak to it and tell them what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. That's my mission. So, other than that, this is a very awesome another issue here with another skinwalker. And there's, like I said, a lot more stories are coming up now, and it's getting insane and intense because they're moving about the United States. And it's like, wow. It's crazy, but I believe I'm on the right track of why they're doing this. Because the lands are getting tampered with, and they're getting pissed off. So be safe, take care, and beware of where you go and step. You'll never know when one of these might just happen to come up. Them are my thoughts and theories on this. And I think, you know what? I know I'm right. I'm going to go with I know I'm right. And I don't care what anybody says. If you do it this way, throw in what's been given to you, I think you'll be in prosperity with that skinwalker, and they won't bother you. Like I said, you got to be careful where you touch on that land. Out.